Hey guys, Retro Dick, and this episode I'll be adding 2 more games to the collection, but also sharing with you a secret that no other collector wants you to know about. Yahoo! What's up guys, welcome back, and I've been super busy, so we're gonna try and rattle through everything, so grab a cuppa and stick around because it's gonna take a while. So what are the games I've added first of all? Well, the first game I've added is Mace, the Dark Ages, fully CIB, manual and cart. I'll leave it overlay on the screen so you can see now from my Instagram. Yeah, it's a really good game. I've played this before. It's a fighter. It's a little bit like Soul Calibur. We've got Ringouts and Mortal Kombat. I really enjoyed this one, and we'll go through a little review on what the N64 magazine thought about it at the end of the video. So the second game that I added, game number 215, is Battletanx Global Assault. This is also fully CIB. There was 2 in stock in CEX, but I'm going to share with you a secret that you may not know on how to order from a specific store. Well, if you've ever ordered from CEX before, you know it can be a little bit of a lottery. So I got a couple of tips to share with you to help you try and get a head start on other people looking to collect. So the first tip I would recommend is joining the CEX Retro Facebook group. Now, why would you do this? Well, some people post photos of the CEX store, and what some people may not know is if you go to the search bar and search, for example, CEX Reading, you can see the condition of the box games before you order. The game I was particularly looking for, there was no images online, so I couldn't get a heads up in advance, so I used a bit of a gamble, but educated guess I suppose is I had a look at some of the other games that they had in stock. Now this doesn't always directly correlate, but I thought, well, you know, if some CXs are more fussier than others, so if they've got nice condition games in there, there's an increased likelihood that the game that I'm looking to buy is actually going to be in decent condition. The first thing you're going to want to do is go to uk.webuy.com and then search for the game that you want to buy. So for my particular case, I wanted to buy Battletanx on the N64. There was 2 in stock, 1 in Reading, and also you could see one year was Gillingham, I think it was. Yeah, Gillingham. So you can see they're both in stock, but how do I actually get the one from Reading? Well, first thing you do is add it to your basket. Next, what you want to do is search Master System games. Now, it could be any game really, but essentially what you're looking for is you want to search for something cheap that is in stock in that store. Now you can see here that I've selected Gillingham, so I know that Spider-Man is in Gillingham, and all these other games are just in Reading. So I added California games to the order, and what that does is it guarantees that I will get the game from that particular store, because what CEX like to do is bundle up where they can. So basically you have to pay £3 per item for shipping, and because you got to do £3 per item, they benefit if both the items come from the same store. So by ordering 2 items in stock, they get to earn £6 on delivery. Probably only costs them £3. But you might be thinking, well, what happens if I don't want another item? Well, you can order anything really, like a DVD or whatever's unique to that store, and you can take it back and they'll actually refund you delivery as well. So that's a little trick for you if you want to order from a specific store, like I did ordering from Reading. So Battletanx then, let's have a little closer look at this. Was my educated guess worthwhile? Let's open this up. Okay, so let's open this up. So you can see, again, this is another game which is like hard to come by. I thought it was in good condition. There was like these like security tags here, which I managed to remove with a hairdryer, but has left some behind, so that was on me really taking the risk. But if you have a look here, there's you can see where like the, man, that's you can see where the seal was. It was all the way down here, but it was covering up the writing, so I actually want to see the writing, so yeah, I removed it. It left a little bit of residue behind. I think I can get the remaining stuff off, but that's where I got to for the meantime. So yeah, that's that. Have a look inside. So it comes complete with manual. Obviously, the cart is the cart. You know, it's just a cartridge at the end of the day. We got the manual, which is the UKV version manual. And you also got the Nintendo precautions leaflet. Now, if you're looking for this game, another tip for you is sometimes you on this one it's just English on the back, right? But if we have a look at say Mace, for example, you can see there's different country flags on the back. So you've got the UK, Netherlands, and what was the other one? Spain on the back. So what used to happen is they release games in the European region, but to save money on kind of distribution, they'll sometimes bundle the regions together. So if you're looking for like a box, you're only going to find this version of the box in those countries. So it's worth checking Spanish eBay or the Netherlands for this particular game if you're looking for it. Because if you look in like Germany or wherever, this is going to be a different variant. It'll probably be bundled with Germany, France, Italy, or something like that. So just bear that in mind when you're looking abroad for games, if you're looking to complete the set, if you like picking them up separately. So that's the two games. But what else have I been up to? Well, it's been absolutely manic so far. Yeah, it's been absolutely manic this week. I've been going out and about. I had a couple of days off work for my birthday, so I went retro hunting. The first place I went to was to Tewksbury. I'll leave some overlays of the store. And I went to Retro Sect. Now, Retro Sect, they've got a large selection of games. It's been done loads by loads of YouTubers. If you have a little search online, you'll be able to see loads of videos on the store. But yeah, I went there and they've got a nice selection of toys, video games, and also cars as well. I took my brother along because he's a bit of a car enthusiast, so I knew he'd appreciate some of the retro cars. Had a Nissan Skyline, which is in top condition. I think the guys put thousands into it, so it was cool seeing stuff like that. They also had I don't know if you ever seen them as a kid, but those Coca-Cola music systems. So it was like the big one as well, because there was two versions. I had the smaller one, which was like silver on the inside, but this one had the double tape cassette, which was like black on the inside. So yeah, really cool to see that. And they had loads of stuff there. No N64 games, unfortunately, but I did start something else, which I might end up regretting later down the line. But I picked up a Dreamcast arcade stick. Now, I was actually talking to my brother in the car on the way up, saying how I'd love to get a Dreamcast because he had so many cool arcade fighters on the console. So yeah, I was thinking about that. And when we went there, they had like a fully boxed Dreamcast. It was a little bit out of my price range. I think it was £189 complete, but it was in fantastic condition. But what I did notice is they had an excellent condition arcade stick. And I've always think it's better just to get something like that boxed, because obviously you could tell that it hardly been played and it had all the instruction manuals. So like the sticks and all the buttons are going to be in good condition. So yeah, I picked that up from there. On the Friday then, that was the Friday. On the Saturday, I went to Port Talbot, and there's another retro stall down there. That probably hasn't been covered on YouTube a lot because it's kind of West Wales, but it is a real Aladdin's cave of just retro goodness, to be honest with you. There's Mega Drive games, PlayStation games, what else was there? N64. There wasn't a lot of boxed N64, but loads of carts everywhere. Yeah, it was crazy, and it wasn't like if Retro Sect was one end of the spectrum, everything neat, organized in its place. But yeah, absolute treasure trove of games, and I remember just moving like a stack of N64 magazines out the way, and there was a pile of like Sonic stickers from the 90s. Yeah, it was just like you move one thing and it was something like crazy rare retro underneath, and it's just like it gives you that kind of vibe of like digging through stuff. And if that's your jam, which is definitely my jam, I love kind of digging through stuff and kind of picking out stuff that people may actually just, you know, walk past. I had to do like a lap first of all to have a little look what they got and where roughly everything is. But they also had loads of toys and Pokemon cards. They had the full first edition framed on the wall with all the original cards, so that was absolutely a blast to see. I should have took a photo. Maybe if I go back again, I'll take a photo next time. But yeah, that was like really cool to see. They had like Masters of the Universe playsets boxed, loads of cool toys in there, Funko Pops for days, loads of wrestling figures, even signed wrestling figures by Ric Flair and Honky Tonk Man and all like some of the old school ones. So yeah, that was like cool to see in person, like signed things. So yeah, absolutely stacked in there. I come away from that one with Double Dragon for the Master System. And this is a game that I've mainly got nostalgia for on the NES, but after watching Pixel Paul's video, where he does a series, I think it's called Pixels to Pictures. I hope I got that right. So yeah, where basically he compares the game that was released on the console, and then they went and made a video about it. And there was one specifically on Double Dragon. I'll leave a link to his channel now. Check out that video. It was really cool. It kind of goes. I didn't even know there's a Double Dragon video, as in like a movie, I should say. I didn't even know there was a Double Dragon movie. I only knew the video game, and the Master System one is quite unique actually because it. You can have 2-player, and that's one of the only ways that you could play 2-player on a home console back in the day, which sounds like, you know, oh my god, 2-player, that's standard now, right? But back in the day, it was kind of groundbreaking that you could play Double Dragon at home with your friends on the Master System. So I've added that one to the collection. Another thing that I picked up from poor Talbot as well was Sonic 2 on the Mega Drive. It also was my birthday last week, and my cousin gifted me a Sega Mega Drive, Sega Mega Drive 2, which he actually modded and put the high-speed video mod in there for the HDMI, and I am over the moon with that because I was kind of wrestling with, like, you know, how am I going to play these Master System games? I'm kind of halfway through modding my Game Gear because the Game Gear can play it. I was toying with the idea of getting the analog pockets because you can actually play Game Gear games on that as well. The Sega, the Analog SG, I think it's called, which is basically the Mega Drive version. That is like 500 quid on eBay, and that's just too much just to play a bunch of Master System games I picked up. So yeah, my cousin solved my problem there. So I'll leave some overlay of the images of the mod that he did. So yeah, I'm really appreciative of that. And he also got me Transbot on the Master System. That was a game that I know that he enjoyed playing growing up, and I did have a quick go of it, and yeah, it is a cool what they called side-scrolling shoot 'em up. So yeah, it's that was a fun little game. I need to actually dedicate some time to play it. So apologies, I haven't gone into analog 3D gameplay for a while. I just haven't had the time to do the gameplay footage, and to be honest with you, the recording of the screen is not really how I want to bring that to you. I need to get a 4K capture card, but it's all money, so you know I'm gonna have to bide my time, and because you know I'm spending a lot on these like N64 games, and I don't want to, like, you know, go into debt or anything. It's all being pure expendable income at this point. So yeah, I don't want to run up some like massive debt just to make content for YouTube. But over time, I will upgrade my setup, and we'll be doing some more gameplay stuff. But the next kind of few months is going to be around mods and things. So hopefully you'll stay with me if you're here for the PAL pursuit. But yeah, I'm going to be going more into mods, into the Dreamcast. I got Game Gear stuff, the N64 stick. Yeah, there's lots of mods to kind of film. I just need the time to film it because work's been absolutely crazy. Yeah, just long days in work, and no time to get home and be filming YouTube videos. This is purely a side passion project, so it takes the back seat to my actual day 9 to 5 job. So yeah, it is what it is in that sense. But But yeah, if you want to support me and help me make more videos, make sure you're subscribed, like my videos if they interest you at all, and leave your thoughts in the comments on what you want to see. It helps me tailor the videos to what my viewers want to see at the end of the day. So yeah, if there's something more you want to see specifically and lots of you want to see that type of content, I can pivot and start filming that more, really. So yeah, it helps give me some feedback, and you know, kind of helps me create the right videos for my viewers. I appreciate you staying around, and I'm sticking to the end for this one, so thank you very much. It is always appreciated for every single one who take the time out to view my video. Yeah, it's very much appreciated, and I thank you for your support. And that's it for this time, guys. I'll catch you guys next time. Another edit in the bag. Oh, you're still here. I forgot the N64 reviews, didn't I? Let's go to them now. Okay, so what was the thoughts like at the time for Mace, the Dark Ages? Well, I've got issue number 9 yet again. This has been in a few videos lately. So let's have a look at what the review said in this one. So it was reviewed on page 56. I'll leave an overlay on the screen now. It had a big double spread, and this was kind of reviewed from an import. And if you have a look at the score, it gave it 81%. So what did it say? An enjoyable, slick simulation of fighting fun that shows finally that we're getting there. Yeah, there was a kind of a bit of a transition at the time, if you was around, that the 2D from, like, you go from something like Street Fighter 2, Mortal Kombat, over to 3D, and it didn't quite translate immediately. I don't think it really has landed as well as it did for 2D. But yeah, I particularly like this one. My favourite kind of 3D fighter is Soul Calibur, so I always kind of use that as a reference when comparing these games, which I had for the Dreamcast when it dropped on launch. So what about the other game I picked up, Battletanx Global Assault? So that was reviewed in issue number 26 of the N64 magazine. Well, finally I get to use a different magazine. I'll leave an overlay now of the review. This is just a little tidbit there. The collector's edition of Legend of Zelda didn't actually get released in the UK, but you can buy it from Australia using this magazine. £34, so I paid a little bit more than that for my version, but there we go. So Battletanx was reviewed on page number 71. Okay, so it's a one pager, and you can see it there, but it says, never outstanding but an amusing, straightforward little game of wanton destruction. Now, I really enjoyed this game, actually. I think it's that is underrated. It's obviously tank versus tank. You go around like shooting each other, but I really enjoyed it, actually, and I played quite a few levels on it. Just one of those things when you start like testing games, you fire it up, and then suddenly like half an hour's gone by or 45 minutes gone by, and like, oh, I'm actually like really enjoying this. So I'm looking forward to playing this in more depth. I'm glad I've added it to the collection. That's it for this time, guys. I'll catch you guys next time.